Welcome to This Explainer, B2 and early C1 English learners. Today we're doing something incredibly practical and honestly kind of transformative. We're going to take those robotic one-word daily summaries we all default to and completely overhaul them. By the end of this, you'll be swapping those textbook answers for natural, confident, and expressive stories, just like a native speaker sharing a real slice of life. Okay, let's dive right into this. We've got the classic, basic answer. I woke up, I worked, I slept. Sound familiar? It's the famous three-word trap. Sure, it's grammatically perfect, but, well, it's totally empty. But listen to the pro version. Tossed and turned, got swamped, but feel at ease now. Wow, right? That's a much more natural answer. It's packed with story, real emotion, and honest details that actually invite a conversation. So here's how we're going to break this down today. First, we'll tackle the fine problem. Then, surviving the morning, navigating the workday, and the evening reset. After that, we'll hit some pro conversation starters, and finally wrap it all up with the word tour. Section 1, the fine problem. Moving past one word. We have all been there, right? Someone asks how your day was, and you drop that polite but incredibly boring one-word answer. Fine. Or maybe, okay. The big issue with fine is it makes it sound like literally nothing happened. But as our source points out, there is definitely more hiding there. Native speakers don't just list facts. They make you feel the morning rush, the midday chaos, and the late-night peace by sharing what's actually hiding behind that tiny little word. So let's learn how to open that word up. Section 2, surviving the morning. The mood of your day. Now, what's really interesting about this is how it maps out the early hours. Because to truly describe your day, you have to realize the mood actually begins the night before. Midnight hits, you're lying down, and boom, your brain suddenly decides it's time to hold a meeting to discuss every single problem in your life. Then the alarm goes off, and you enter that highly dangerous just one more minute phase. Finally, if you're lucky, breakfast acts as a necessary 10-second mental reset before the real chaos begins. To describe that restless midnight feeling, native speakers love the phrase toss and turn. The source actually uses this brilliant metaphor to explain it. Sleep becomes like a shy cat. If you chase it, it runs away. I absolutely love that. It perfectly captures that painful reality of checking the time at 3 a.m., instantly regretting it, and becoming way more awake the harder you try to force yourself to sleep. So, after a night of tossing and turning, your alarm rings, you hit snooze, and this leads straight to the dangerous moment where you doze off, falling into that accidental super light sleep. Because of this rushed, jarring start, you wake up feeling completely on edge. You're jumpy, you're tense, and your mind is literally running a marathon before your feet even touch the floor. Section 3, navigating the workday. The real game begins. All right, we've survived the morning, but now we enter the heart of the day. This is where things get really intense. A lot of the time we just say we're busy, but honestly, busy is often way too small a word. Let's contrast busy with a much stronger, more evocative word, swamped. Busy is just your normal everyday workload. Being swamped, that's when urgent messages, sudden meeting changes, and surprise tasks all hit you at the exact same time, totally surrounding you until your brain is begging for mercy. And this brilliantly illustrates the ultra-relatable reality of a swamped morning. When you're pulled in 10 different directions, answering a million emails, constantly putting out fires, your coffee just sits there, completely forgotten on your desk. Cold coffee isn't just a gross drink. It's the official symbol that you are entirely, undeniably swamped. To actually survive being swamped, especially when surprise tasks just pop up out of nowhere. You absolutely have to knuckle down. What does that mean? It means making a firm, conscious decision to close those 50 browser tabs and focus seriously on one single task. And you've got to do this before hitting 2 p.m. Why? Because that's when the dreaded post-lunch fog rolls in. That's that dangerous hour where your body is physically at the desk, but your brain has completely left the building and just wants to say goodnight. During all that heavy mental crowding in the afternoon, taking a much-needed break is not a luxury, okay? It's a necessity. As the source emphasizes, rest is strategy. Taking a genuine pause, stepping away, taking a breath, maybe just looking outside, stops your brain from carrying all that heavy tension with you. Believe it or not, a proper break during the day actually prevents you from tossing and turning later that night. It's all connected. Section 4. The Evening Reset. Close the laptop. Following our chronological journey, we finally arrive at the best part of the day, stepping away. Now, physically leaving work is one thing, but mentally leaving, that is a whole different ballgame. The source warns against this huge trap where your body goes home, but your mind stays firmly at your desk, just replaying emails and awkward conversations over and over. Fully switching off is tough. Actually, deliberately doing nothing is a highly advanced skill. It takes real practice. So the whole goal of the evening is to perform a quiet reset. Maybe that means changing into comfy clothes, putting on some music, or literally just sitting in silence for a minute. You want to reach a point where you quite literally stop fighting the day. When you give the day a gentle ending like that, you finally feel at ease. You settle into this peaceful, comfortable state that actually prepares you for tomorrow. Section 5. Pro starters. Small doorways. Okay, here is your highly practical toolkit. These phrases act as little small doorways. They completely solve that awful blank mind moment when someone asks about your day. Let's walk through the first 3 conversational keys. Step 1. To be honest. This signals that you're skipping the polite fine and giving the real, unpolished answer. Step 2. Funnily enough. This one is great. It prepares the listener for a fun, unexpected twist. And step 3, out of nowhere. This introduces a little bit of sudden drama. Using these phrases gently pulls the listener away from boring small talk and right into an engaging story. Let's move on and see how this builds up your conversational confidence. Listen to step 4, looking back on it. This phrase instantly gives a thoughtful, reflective view of how you handle the situation. And step 5, all in all. This provides a beautiful, gentle summary of your overall feeling. These starters are amazing because they let you maturely add meaning to your day without getting tangled up in complex, frustrating grammar. Section 6, the word tour. Essential vocabulary. We've covered a ton of fantastic ground today, so we're going to intentionally slow down and rapidly recap the absolute best phrases from today's explainer, just to make sure they stick firmly in your memory. First up, a classic, swamped. Remember, this is way stronger than just being busy. It means having way too many things to handle at once. You feel completely surrounded by tasks from every single side. It's pressure and action perfectly packed into one simple, honest word. Next up is knuckle down. So the crucial point here is that knuckling down isn't just your normal everyday working. No, it's making a firm, intentional decision to stop being distracted and to focus your energy seriously in one single direction. Honestly, it's the ultimate cure for being swamped. Finally, we have at ease. I really want to remind you that feeling at ease doesn't mean you're wildly happy or jumping up and down with joy. Not at all. It's that peaceful, settled, deeply relaxed feeling that only comes after a proper physical and mental reset. It means you're safe and you're finally no longer tense. And that brings us to the end of this explainer. But before we go, I'm going to leave you with a direct challenge right now. Think about it. How was your day? The next time someone asks you this, do not use the word fine. Nope. I challenge you to use one honest detail, one feeling, or one conversation starter from our slides today. Seriously, what story is actually hiding behind your okay? Stop fighting the day and start sharing it. Thank you so much for learning with me, and I'll catch you in the next one.